Well, I know this one is a favorite to a lot of people, so please don't come after me because, well, it was just made for me. And I'm actually really sad about it because I had high expectations because it's so beloved. So I'm talking about The City of Gods and Monsters. So first starting out, I was like, okay, well, things are moving, but I don't understand the hype. Is it coming? Good vibes, I guess, but everything in the plot just seemed way too convenient. Everything always just worked out. The plot stayed pretty steady the whole time. Even at moments when the stakes should have felt really high, they never really did because everything got sorted basically instantly. There's also something else that bothered me. Like, I feel like things were brought up into the plot so that we remembered that they existed. Like, it was mentioned once, forgotten about, and then brought up again. Like Lauren's dog, to later have dramatic effect and hurt us as readers, especially if you're an animal lover. If you're not, then I guess. And then after it was resolved like everything else and not a big deal anymore, especially with her dog's like new form. You see him once and for 2 seconds. And I also feel like Lauren really lacks sustenance and it's difficult to pin her personality down exactly. And all we really get from her is that she's useless. One thing I do appreciate though was that this book didn't constantly stress that humans are useless and weak and blah 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 like another book that I read, especially like being surrounded by magical beings. And Darian just has a plethora of mommy issues and daddy issues, anger issues. I don't understand how this is supposed to be attractive, but Lauren's like, I can fix him. And this is also advertised as enemies to lovers, but they were never enemies. She was a job for him, and she was just like a little wary and scared of him at first because of his reputation and because he obviously hunted her down. But she was quickly super into him, and the burn is not slow. They're into each other quite quickly. They just don't like do it until the end, and it felt like that was just added into the book randomly so that it could be classified as an adult book over YA. This is supposed to have gang politics, dangerous bounty hunting, and be more character driven, but I feel like it lacked on delivery of all of that. For gang politics, there was never anything that felt super standoffish. Darian just got what he wanted and wasn't really even that scary. He would show up to a place and boom, everything worked out. Darian's bounty hunting was also pretty low stakes, and it was just added in to make him seem more like badass because he needed to go beat somebody up for money and get all that anger out because he couldn't deal with anger. And once their relationship settled and they were like official, he just called her baby all the time and I hated it. I think he should have just kept calling her Lola because that was like much cuter of a nickname. And I also don't think that their relationship was built on solid foundations. She had a lot of jealousy towards his past and they didn't really communicate well at all. There was so much miscommunication happening and sometimes she wouldn't even let him finish talking and would just freak out. I don't know if I want to continue the series as this like kind of wrapped up. I won't say perfectly. It was all just too convenient that everything worked out after and we had a happily ever after. But I don't see the point in the rest of the books. And people do say that book 2 and 3 are so much better, but I was just jaded by how much this was hyped up, and yeah, we'll see. I might give book 2 a try, and if the writing is better, I felt like the writing was really juvenile, so that was another thing. Like it was really juvenile, and some things just felt very, I would be into this if I was 13 years old, you know? Twilight was better. But yeah, we'll see if I change my mind about wanting to read the next book or not.